The Pyramids of Giza have challenged and inspired humanity for centuries. There they stand, imposing, enigmatic, like stone giants in the hot sands of Egypt, guardians of ancient secrets. Have you ever wondered what these structures really mean? It's very common to associate the pyramids solely with giant tombs or incredible feats of engineering. However, behind these assumptions lies an ocean of esoteric and spiritual wisdom. The construction of the pyramids still defies our full understanding of their techniques. But there's an even deeper question. What was the real purpose of the pyramids for ancient civilizations? That's what we'll talk about today. We will explore the theories and hidden meanings of these imposing structures and how they might relate to spiritual awakening. To understand the spiritual importance of the pyramids, we need to dive into the culture and esotericism of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians were not just masters of mathematics and engineering. They were profound knowers of the mysteries of the spirit, the soul, and the universe. The Pyramids of Giza were not built just to house bodies, but also to facilitate the soul's journey to eternity. Contrary to what many think, the pyramids are not simple structures. They contain encoded messages and geometric designs that connect to cosmic knowledge. For example, did you know that the layout of the Pyramids of Giza replicates the alignment of the Orion constellation? This constellation was associated with the god Osiris, the god of afterlife and resurrection. Coincidence? Hardly. The ancient Egyptians believed that life and death were cosmically interconnected, and thus they built their structures to reflect this connection. The alignment of the pyramids with Orion is not merely architectural, it is spiritual. Talking about this leads us to understand that the Egyptians saw the ascension of the soul as something that needed to be guided. They believed that, with the help of the pyramids, they could achieve the perfect death, a state of purification and preparation for the afterlife. The pyramids, therefore, would function as tools of transition, catalysts for a spiritual journey. Another fascinating feature is the use of sacred geometry. The pyramids not only use precise angles and specific dimensions, they incorporate mathematical principles that have esoteric meanings. The golden ratio, for instance, is present in many aspects of the pyramids. This proportion is found in many natural phenomena and is considered the language of the universe. The ancient Egyptians, then, were in tune with these universal laws and used them in their constructions. You may be wondering, but how does this relate to spiritual awakening? Well, sacred geometry reminds us that there is a greater order in the universe, and by understanding it, we can align our own spirits with this harmony. When we meditate or contemplate structures like the Pyramids of Giza, we are actually connecting with this ancient wisdom. Another important point is the presence of secret chambers and passages within the pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, has two main chambers, the King's Chamber and the Queen's Chamber. But there are also many tunnels and smaller chambers that may have served multiple purposes, including spiritual rituals. Imagine how much spiritual energy could be concentrated in such places. For the Egyptians, traversing these spaces represented a symbolic journey of enlightenment, a quest for the divine. Moreover, we must consider the impact that the pyramids have on collective consciousness. They have stood there for over 4,000 years, and humanity continues to be fascinated by them. By studying and reflecting on these constructions, we are not only connecting with the past, but also resonating with their spiritual frequencies. It's almost as if the pyramids act as cosmic antennas, capturing and transmitting spiritual energy to all who open themselves to their mystery. Everything about the Pyramids of Giza is deeply symbolic. Even the giant stones and the way they were placed have meaning. Many scholars believe that the stones have specific vibrational properties and were positioned to create an energetic resonance. In a simplistic comparison, think of how music can change our state of mind. Now, imagine these stones vibrating at a frequency that could alter states of consciousness. There are even more intriguing reports and theories about the pyramids. For example, some suggest that they could have been used as energy generators. Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest electrical engineers of modernity, was fascinated by the pyramids and conducted several studies trying to understand how they might have been used to collect and transform electromagnetic energy. Although this remains a theory, it's not to be dismissed that the pyramids could have been centers of both spiritual and physical energy. By exploring the spirituality of the pyramids, we can learn a lot about ourselves and about the cosmos. They invite us to think about our own spiritual journey and how we can align with the greater forces of the universe. We must ask ourselves, how can we use this ancient knowledge to help us in our quest for enlightenment and truth? Another point to consider is the role of the pharaoh in the symbolism of the pyramids. The pharaoh was seen as an intermediary between the gods and men, a spiritual leader as much as a temporal one. The death of the pharaoh and his journey through eternity were extremely important to the Egyptian people. Building grand pyramids was a way to ensure that the pharaoh reached the gods and maintained cosmic order. See, then, that the pyramids are also monuments of faith and devotion. The construction of these impressive structures involved the collaborative effort of thousands of people. This collective work, driven by a common vision and spiritual purpose, is something we can reclaim in modern times. We live in times of individualism where we often forget the power of the collective. The pyramids remind us of what is possible when humanity unites for a greater cause. It is also essential to consider the role of stars and the Egyptian calendar in the spiritual meanings of the pyramids. The Egyptians had a complex calendar, aligned with natural cycles and stellar movements. The star Sirius, for example, was of great importance, and its annual appearance marked the flooding of the Nile. This event was seen as a rebirth of the land and life. Connecting the pyramids to astronomical phenomena was a way to anchor those who built and used them in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth. Today we study these stellar alignments and marvel at the precision of the ancient Egyptians. More importantly, we can be inspired to observe the natural cycles in our own lives. With every end comes a new beginning. And just as the pyramids were built to last, our spiritual efforts also have a lasting impact. Allow me to now lead you to a personal reflection. Have you ever thought about how you can build your own spiritual pyramids? We are not talking here about stone monuments, but invisible structures of knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment. The pyramids show us that effort dedicated to the quest for truth and enlightenment is rewarded, perhaps not immediately, but in a timeless way. There is also a crucial lesson about simplicity that we can learn from these grand structures. Despite their technical complexity, from a visual standpoint, the pyramids are simple forms, solid triangles that rise from the ground and point to the sky. This simplicity in their physical form can be seen as a powerful reminder that, even in our spiritual quest, answers are often found in basic and essential truths. For those of you who are drawn to meditation and spiritual practice, trying to visualize yourself inside a pyramid in meditation can be a transformative experience. Imagine the absolute silence, the vibrational energy of the stones around you, and a beam of light descending from the sky directly into the chamber where you are. Such meditation can help synchronize your energies with the harmonies of the universe, just as the ancient Egyptians intended. Finally, let's talk about the texts and inscriptions found in the pyramids. The walls are covered with hieroglyphs that narrate not only the lives of the pharaohs, but also spiritual instructions and chants from various rituals. These ancient texts are spiritual maps, guiding the soul through the afterlife and union with the divine. Studying these texts is like trying to understand the hidden algorithms of the universe. If we go beyond the surface and really delve into the study of the inscriptions, we will see that these ancient messages contain keys to understanding life and spirituality. They speak to us of love, duty, justice, and the eternity of the soul. They are powerful reminders that our life is also a journey, one that we can enrich with learning and spiritual practice. In the end, friends, the Pyramids of Giza are much more than ingeniously stacked stones. They are living monuments, pulsating with secrets and ancient wisdom. By studying them, we reflect on the human condition and our incessant thirst for connection with the cosmos and the divine. They remind us that we are part of something much greater, something that transcends time and space. I leave you with a question. How can we, in our daily lives, apply the hidden teachings of the pyramids to achieve our own spiritual awakening? Think about it, meditate, and allow yourselves to be guided by the ancient masters who, millennia ago, already knew the secrets that we are beginning to rediscover now. Thank you for being with me on this fascinating and profound journey. Each of you is a vital part of this quest for knowledge and enlightenment. Until next time.